Uh, hello, YouTube. You can see them now. You can see their comments and the filth that they spew from their mouths that I have to moderate. These little animals, this little Sue that I'm in charge of. And we were chatting about Hell of a Boss, because it's been a hot minute since anything Hell of a Boss related dropped anywhere. And because they're working on the next season, which is going to take a hot second, and the next season is also now kind of co-owned by Amazon, whatever the hell the arrangement is that they have with that particular company. And dropping shorts in between the seasons is a sensible, smart way to keep things sort of rolling along and keep the fandom engaged and give them something to chew on. Throw the fandom some chew toys until the actual season can be completed. But there's now and forever, there's going to be that thing hovering over the back of my head, which is like, okay, this thing is now in some way, shape, or form co-owned by Amazon, right? Like, Amazon has some kind of stake in whatever Hell of a Boss is now, right? And so there's always that question of, like, at what point, because, like, at some point, this is the thing that's going to happen, because it always happens. Like, it's not because I have any special insight, it always happens. At some point, Amazon is going to try to assert their influence over Spindlehorse. At some point, they're going to go, we have a thing that we want to do. We would like you to go and, like service our needs for whatever this thing is. Like a merch line, like a thing they want to do a thing for a release of another cartoon. Like, whatever it is. Like, at some point, Amazon is going to try and pull on the leash. And that's the point when when Spindlehorse is going to find out how good their contract really is, right? Like, how much they're going to be able to say no when Daddy Amazon pulls on the leash and tells them to heel, right? And I mean, maybe their contract is really good, right? Like, maybe their contract is very well worked out with a lawyer who's, like, experienced with this and knows exactly what they're doing. And maybe Amazon doesn't have much of a leash to pull on. And that's what I'm hoping for. Like, I'm hoping that Amazon doesn't have much of a leash, and they're happy to just have theoretical rights to the Hell of a Boss thing because it brings subscribers into the Amazon Prime service, and that's all they care about. Hopefully, right? Like, and that's entirely likely. The question is there at some point going to be a Helliverse short that's designed to promote some other Amazon show, right? Where it's like a crossover kind of thing, where it's like, oh, here's this other adult animation on Amazon. Like, because I wouldn't like that very much. That would start to worry me. Anyway, that has nothing to do with the short that we're actually going to watch today, I hope. I haven't watched it. Mission Orphan Time, it's called. Let's see. Chat, you can hear that, right? Good. Chat can hear that. It's real quiet. Well, you can adjust that yourselves in Discord by right-clicking on the stream that I'm streaming to you, and you can adjust the volume up and down on that. And on me, for that matter, you can get me to be quiet if you want, which is lovely, isn't it? So, Mission Orphan Time. If I had to take a guess, with a name like that, I think, like, much in the way that the shorts usually have been, right? Like, it's not gonna, I would not imagine that we get plot development here. That's not what the shorts are for. I would not imagine we're getting, like, teasers or follow-ups on any story themes. Presumably, this is more, we're just gonna do some fun. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna do some edgy shit. Gonna kill some orphans. Children's parents getting blown up in explosions. Suicide jokes. Shit like that, right? Surely that's the thing that we're doing here. But I guess let's find out. Free cookies for all unwanted drop-offs. My daddy did it. Something. Invested in Bitcoin, I think. I want to be a fireman. I know Uncle's robot. I broke Uncle's robot collection. I guess these would be the reasons why these children were dropped off. Let's see. Target. Frank McTigley Wrigglers. Mr. Wrigglers. Hugging Dove charity. Freakishly kind and disturbingly charitable. Runs a public broadcast children's television show. Showed me up in high school. Oh my. And of course, we open with a pretty... I should turn the scrubbing audio off, shouldn't I? That's quite annoying. I keep forgetting to do that. I need it for when I'm editing, but... So we open classically, beautiful butterfly in the sky, instantly death. This definitely has immediately, for me, the vibes of the first episode of Hell of a Boss, right? Like the one with the school, with the happy children and the thing, and then, oh, husband cheating on, and then she goes home, murder-suicide thing. Like, it very much has the vibes of that, right? That feels like where we're starting.
All right, Looney, today we're dealing with a children's entertainer. Goes by Mr. Wrigglers. That must be a good one for you and me, and I think you know why.
Yeah. I hate that sunshine and rainbow shit. These guys always turn out to be sickos. Where are we? His third world sex resort? His slave cult compound?
Hugging Dove charity for dying orphans and injured puppies. Nice to hear Loona talk again. Also, Blitz, did you really have to? Was that strictly necessary?
Mr. Wrigglers.
Was that strictly necessary as a way to emphasize the word Wrigglers? Was that strictly necessary? Dude.
Mr. Wrigglers. That must be a good one for you and me, and I think you know why.
Yeah. I hate that sunshine and rainbow shit. These guys always turn out to be sickos. Where are we? His third world sex resort? His slave cult compound?
I just thought he would be really easy to kill, you know? And then we can have the whole rest of the day for daddy-daughter time.
Fine.
Okay, you go on and I'll just sneak in.
It's just with a gun.
Holy.
Interesting layout of this place. Let's see. Kilt movers, no pup left behind, music lesson, old kinky club. My. Hang on, wait, there was a pillow. Okay, just a pillow. So, event in Hall A, administration is very fucking the back rooms, the way that this is laid out, isn't it? They have an anime club. Truly, this is a den of depravity. Very sort of the back rooms, a little bit with the fucking undulating walls. Interesting that the janitor has the door with the big star. I guess that's...
Holy shit, that was just unlocked.
Well, of course. My door's always open to a new friend.
Please don't have that voice. Oh, that voice. I felt that voice climbing up the back of my neck like a spider. Oh dear.
Of course. My door's always open to a new...
Interesting that he's introduced as a character putting on makeup. In the sense that that's the behavior you would associate with someone like who's on TV, someone who's a performer, someone like, which is what he is, right? He's a children's entertainer kind of vibe. It's also the kind of thing that sometimes in media is used as a code for, oh, this person is putting on a face, right? Like they're putting on a nice front, but underneath there's something more sinister going on, something like that. I wonder if, like, that's the thing, is like, you never know with Hell of a Boss, right? Like, you never know whether we're just straight up murdering actual Mr. Rogers, or if he's going to turn out to be a demon. Who knows? Depends how edgy they're feeling that day, I suppose.
New friend. Would you happen to be an orphan?
Am I a what?
An orphan?
Yeah, actually I am. How did you...
From the charity event.
Oh, yes.
Well, isn't that just a wonderful thing that makes you special? What can I do to brighten up your day?
Yeah, you can cut the Santa Claus shit. I actually came to kill you.
Oh, Heavens, these wish-a-wish things sure have gotten mighty extreme. Well, if that would make you happy, you're more than welcome. Anything for an orphan.
He's an orphan too. He has fucking red-itis.
Hello there, special friend.
Hi, Loona. What's the deal here? Were you waiting on me?
Yeah, I was just about to shoot him. You want to get comfortable, or any last requests?
Oh, I wouldn't want to be a bother. Given your limited time left on this earth, I'd like you to enjoy it.
We might have a sec. What is it?
I just want to say goodbye to my children.
Red-itis will
sling
probably
that.
kill me by then. Wait, what?
My Loona.
To my children.
The red-itis will
sling
probably
that.
kill me by then. Wait,
Ah, I should have gotten the subtitles, shouldn't I? Because I can't tell what the fuck Blitz is
the
saying.
red-itis will
sling
probably...
Goodbye to my children.
The red-itis will
sling
probably
that.
kill me by then. Wait,
Ah, the red-itis will probably kill me by then. He's saying, like, I don't have time. I need to survive. Like, I have to kill you before I die. Okay.
what?
That's very kind. Thank you.
Loona, what in Satan's sphincter has gotten into you?
I don't know. Would it really be the worst thing to let a dad spend some time with his kids?
That's what I'm saying. He's being a total dick. Fine. Just make it quick, you shriveled nutsack.
You've always been great. We go catching frogs.
Interesting fisheye lens effect that they're doing here. Very much as though seen through a camera.
Always been great. We go catching frogs in the summer. Take care of your mother for me. I'll be in your dreams. Now don't miss me too much. Don't miss me too much.
Look at that.
And when you walk down that aisle, whoever it's with, where are my manners? Have you met my new
Walking on the
friends?
Zen
They're
garden.
about to kill me. I want you to have it. The only letter missing from special is you.
All right, I'm not buying it. There's no way this many women drop their panties for the guy who teaches the ABCs to puppets.
No. I've been happily married for 74 years to my...
You've been happily married for how long? For how many years? Hey, you can do a lot with hair dye.
very first sweetheart. And I exclusively and regularly perform oral sex on her. She gets more pleasure that way, and so I much prefer it to intercourse.
Then where the fuck do all these kids come from?
A lot of orphans have trouble getting adopted, so I just adopt those ones myself.
Well, isn't that just fucking great? We wasted the whole damn day on this.
Oh, what a beautiful sunset. I'd quite like to watch that as I go. Will you join me?
They're setting up for something.
I'm glad I could make a new friend today. I hope I see you again in the great beyond.
Well, I'll be in hell, so probably not. Unless there's something I don't know about you.
Now, you know who I am. And I know someday you'll show the world who you really are.
I don't think they'd like the real me.
I know I would.
And
Ta-da!
yeah, there it is. There we go.
Oh!
Did you just pocket sand me?
I got shot! Oh, it hurt! Oh my God!
Don't worry! Daddy will fix this!
I knew it. I knew it. Oh, we're really going for it, aren't we?
Oh.
Yeah, okay, fine. So we're just setting up. Yeah, I get it. Okay. I was kind of mean to Loona. I was kind of mean to Loona. In a funny way, but still. Yeah, it's like, as someone pointed out in chat, this is an entire episode, little episode's worth of setup for just the one joke, right? Like, just... And it's a classic structure, right? Like, it's the classic structure of we're playing this thing straight, we're playing it straight, we're playing it straight, we're playing it straight, we're playing it straight. Right? Like, we're playing the whole thing completely straight so that right at the end, right? Right at the end, you can like, knock that thing down, and, like, that's your joke, right? And the strength of the joke is how long you're willing to spend on the setup, right? It's sort of a classic The Aristocrats kind of vibe, where like the longer and more fucking involved and tedious the setup to get to the end is, the funnier the joke eventually becomes. Someone says, look at the writer. Lyle Rath. Here's me remembering names. Oh, he's the Smiling Friends guy. And some of the Cyanide and Happiness shorts. Yeah, there we go. That makes sense. He's some of the Cyanide and Happiness shorts. That makes sense. That's the kind of vibe we get here, definitely. Very much so. And it's like it's the setup thing of this man really is as impossibly perfect as he seems to be. Like, he is that impossibly sweet Mr. Rogers, sugary cinnamon rolls, sweet boy adopting orphans kind of guy. But he sees a hellhound, and then it's... And it's a good use of the animation medium as well, because, like, for the most of his appearance, he is very, very this, right? Like, very smooth, very flat, like, there's very little anything, right? Like, he has this very graphic outline style, unbroken, kind of cartoon-ass perfect. And then once the break comes, right? You can see the way they change the way that they render him, right? There has been this introduction of a reality and a brutality into the sort of cartoony perfect world that he's in. So now we distort him a lot more. Now we, like, bags under the eyes, disheveled hair. We fuck up his, like, now we completely break him. Quite literally. Am I gonna get demonetized for this? Jeez. Now we break him, right? Like, now we fucking distort and fuck with him. But up until this point, like, his presentation has been very, very, like, very perfect, very sedate. Really without... Like, even when he's being expressive, right? Like, when he's talking about eating his wife out, which, you know... You can see that, like, he remains, like, very, very model perfect. He remains very on model. It's not until the moment that he breaks, right? Like, when the illusion of him breaks, we start to fuck with the model a little bit. It's like a nice little use of sort of the language of animation. I was wondering what they were setting up for. I was wondering. Because, like, there's a million ways you can go from here, right? Like, you could go the direction of he's a demon and this whole thing is like this spiraling backrooms place. Once you enter, you cannot leave. That would have been an easy place to go. And like I said, with the makeup thing, right? Like, that could be a setup for, like, a thing about he's not who he seems to be. Except all of the information that we're given is that he's exactly who he seems to be. Just a nice man, an obscenely, absurdly, annoyingly nice man. Now, we do get a little characterization from Loona, right? Like that she has that bleeding heart a little bit. That when she opens the episode saying, well, I hate all that fucking rainbows and puppies soft, like, because they always turn out to be sickos in the end. But then she's immediately also charmed by him, right? Like that if he actually is very nice, then like fucking fine, we can play a little nice with him if he actually is as nice as he says. But then it turns out there is a limit to his niceness, which is apparently he has a mortal fear of furries, which, you know. Like, you've seen a fursuit before, surely, dude. So it's interesting that, like, we get a little characterization from Loona in that we, like, there is that sort of bleeding heart in her. There is that, like, the reason she hates all this rainbow and puppy shit is not because she hates the rainbow and puppy shit. She hates that it's not real, right? Like, she hates that it's fake, that people aren't actually that nice. She hates that people aren't actually that kind. That there's always an angle, that someone is always abusing someone, that someone is always getting something, right? Like, that's the thing that she hates. But she's actually extremely vulnerable and receptive to this kind of uber wholesome, pleasant, sweet family man shit, if it seems to come from someone who genuinely means it, right? And I like that. I like that as a point of characterization for Loona, right? Like, that's so much of her cynicism, that's so much of her anger, that's so much of her dismissiveness and, like, checked outness. So much of it is, like, the result of constant, like, getting our hopes up and getting hurt. And we've seen that. Like, we've seen that as an aspect of her characterization over the course of the series, is that so much of where all of that comes from, her tendency to lash out, right? Like, her tendency to push people away, it comes from being hurt, right? Like, from being abandoned, from being rejected, from, you know, like, it's not at all an unreasonable way for a person to be. So I like that. I like that we get to see that part of Loona, even if it is only set up for a kind of a mean joke at her expense. She doesn't even mean to shoot him, right? It happens by accident because he starts screaming. Which, by the way, Loona, you really have to work on your trigger discipline, honey. Like, if you're not going to fire the gun, do not have your finger on the trigger ever. And use the safety, honestly. I do also like that we're very much inside of his perspective here. Like, he's just been shot by this werewolf monster next to him. And as he falls off the bench, right, like, you can see we have this slight sort of distorted horizon, this curvature. Loona is, like, looming towards him, and, like, the camera is really exaggerating the size difference, so that it's, like, we can see her body language, that she's scared and kind of sorry, but from his perspective also, like, this is this giant werewolf monster just lumbering towards him, towering over him. And it's so mean. It's so mean to poor Loona. She didn't even mean to. Should have pulled the trigger immediately, Loona. Really should have spared yourself, shouldn't you? And now we're literally doing old yellow shit, right? Where, like, okay, this guy's been shot through the kneecap, he's been shot through the ankle, he can't go anywhere. And you can see Luna's having this thing, fine, okay, I guess we'll mercy kill him. Another thing about guns, Loona. Have more than 2 bullets in the chamber? Surely. Like, I know most humans die to 1, but come on. Literally fucking having to mercy kill him. I don't think most people have that much blood in their brain. Some very impressive fluid animation here, too. You see the differential frame rate they're using? Like, that classic little trick. That's why the blood feels so fluid, right? Like, why it feels so well animated is because every single frame, basically, something is moving. Like, some of the blood spatters are moving, changing, doing something, which gives you that illusion of tremendous fluidity with all of the blood flying everywhere. I do like how nonchalant Blitz is about it too, right? Like, really no change in his expression. He's just kind of... whatever number of strikes it's going to take. I think at this point you probably could stop Blitz, but... Boy breathes like a balloon. Look at that. The little waddle. Yeah. Because, like, we know Blitz can move much faster than that, right? But we're just doing it to drag it out to make it as miserable as possible. God, what a gross joke. It's so mean to Loona. I really like that. I think it's funny, but it's so mean to her. Like, she shows an ounce of vulnerability here, right? Like this thing of like literally showing herself as she is, and then... oh, man. Poor girl, right? Again, no wonder poor Loona has trust issues. Did you just pocket sand me? Very good. King of the Hill is coming back. I am curious about some aspects of the cinematography. Like the fact, for example, like the thing about being inside of all of these perspectives here as he's saying goodbye, that is like repeated motif of like the door opening and then this fisheye lens effect. That's a slightly odd choice that we have the fisheye lens effect because like there isn't a camera here, right? Like there isn't a real camera. So it's not because you wanted the camera to be able to take in more of the background space. That's a specific decision about aesthetic that I'm not really sure why they're making it here. Like, is it did they do that a lot on Mr. Rogers? Like, is that what we're doing here? Like a reference to that? It's an odd thing to choose, to have the fisheye camera lens effect over these scenes, because it's not being applied to the characters, as you can tell. Like, the characters are not at all being distorted by the fisheye lens effect, which is odd. Even Blitz, as he's moving through here. So it's an odd visual choice to make, I think, to use that if it's not for anything. Again, the implication of a lens effect like that is that we're seeing this through a camera of some kind, which, like, okay, I guess if they wanted to, they could set this up as something that the fucking dorks have, I guess, in the next season, footage of Loona and Blitz murdering this guy. Because they have spy cameras or something? I don't know. It's just an odd choice. Like, it's an odd, very specific choice to make when it's not for anything.
Thank you.
Loona, what in Satan's sphincter has gotten into you?
I don't know. Would it really be the worst thing to let a dad spend some time with his kids?
That's what I'm saying. He's being a total dick.
That's the other aspect of it, is like Blitz very badly wants a day alone with, like, just a father-daughter day with Loona, and he's not getting it because this other much better dad is, like, upstaging him by being nicer to his kids. And again, it feels like maybe by the conclusion they could have done something with that a little bit. This is Loona short, right? Like, Blitz is sort of only really here as an accessory. But it might have been a little bit fun if there was a little bit more indication of Blitz feeling inadequate as a father next to...
There's no way this many women drop their panties for the guy who teaches the ABCs to puppets.
No. I've been happily married for 74 years to my very first sweetheart.
74 years, by the way. I don't know if I should criticize his character design for not looking old enough for that. I kind of feel like... I feel like he probably should have been older, actually, come to think of it. Because, like, we're doing Ned Flanders, essentially, right? Like, he's a Ned Flanders type character from the fucking shirt to the mustache to the howdy howdy neighbor. But, like, if he had actually been a genuine old man, like a grandpa, I think this final scene would also have been funnier because old people are, like, generally considered more sacred, right? Like, it's worse to hit an old person than it is to hit a 30, 40 something, right? So if this had ended with the two of them, like, brutalizing an old man to death, I think that would have been even more transgressive and therefore a little bit funnier. But oh well. I've been married for 74 years.
Married for 74 years to my very first sweetheart, and I exclusively and regularly perform oral sex on her. She gets more pleasure that way, and so I much prefer on her. She gets more pleasure that way.
Little frog blink.
She gets more pleasure that way.
Very nicely animated, too. Like, look at that little bit of follow-through that comes down there.
Exclusively and regularly perform oral sex on her. She gets more pleasure that way, and so I much prefer it to intercourse.
Then what?
God, what a... That whole thing is such a fucking guy who's too invested in being a feminist ally kind of vibe, right? Like this thing of like, oh, well, my pleasure don't matter. I only perform oral sex because she gets more pleasure that way. It's like, that's not the same as being good at making love, my guy. Just FYI, that's not the same thing. That's not quite the same thing. Like, total obliteration of your own needs is not necessarily the same thing. But again, like, he's not that deep as a character, right? The whole point of him is that he's this impossibly nice, impossibly sweet, impossibly good man. But even this perfect Mr. fucking Rogers puppy and kittens orphanage cereal adopting, wife pussy eating, friendly, sweet, God-fearing man, even he could not possibly love Loona. That's such a mean joke. I mean, it's not really what it means, right? He's just scared because it's a hellhound. But it's such a mean thing to do to her. Oh, Christ, because all she wants is, like,
You really are.
I don't think they'd like the real me.
I know I would.
the music is also really pulling double duty and like fucking like like the fucking the what's it called? The thing. The when you brush your hand down the thing and it makes the like the fucking the tinkling sound, whatever that thing is. Like the music is really going hard on the wholesome beauty of the moment. Speaking of which, by the way, speaking of beauty, same thing with the animators. Like most of the environment in these things, it's the classic cartoony hell of a boss environments. Some very nice background work being done here, but it's the classic cartoony hell of a boss environments, right? Like fairly static, fairly plastic. Not really sort of the lush, undulating hills of like a Ghibli movie or whatever, for understandable reasons. Like, we have these mountains in the background, the scale is completely wrong, they're heavily stylized. It's fine, it's not a problem, but that's the way that most of the environments have been treated until we get the moment, right? And now all of a sudden nature comes alive. Now all of a sudden we have blades of grass twisting in the wind. By the way, lovely animation on those blades of grass while we're at it. Right, like now we have like this rush of air. We have this like lush flame transformation effect. All of a sudden nature is alive with breath and wonder. Right, you can even see in the background, right, like these little waves of wind rushing across the grass. And then hell of a boss reality sets in, right? We're just on the cusp of something being quite beautiful and quite earnest and heartfelt. And we're right back to plastic, right? Like, no more beautiful undulating grass, no more wind, no more nothing. We're right back to plastic environments. Which, again, is a nice use of aesthetic, right? Like, it's because it's a reference we all understand, right? We all visually understand these references of, like, when the breath of nature comes alive, like, the wind begins to blow. It's a moment of magic. Like, this is supposed to be sort of the emotional catharsis of a moment like this in a traditional story, and it's all buoyed up by this fucking... What's it called? There's a specific literary convention wherein the state of nature and the behavior of the environment and the behavior of weather and things is used as synecdoche for the internal emotional states of the characters who are going through it. There's a word for it. I cannot remember it, but it's like a literary device, right? Like this thing of like representing the internal emotional state of a set of characters or the emotional content of a scene by having nature play act, right? Like play act the emotional rise, the swoop of like this gentle moment of vulnerability. And then, boom, undercut it immediately with just the most violence we can do, right? Not just, oh, we shot him a couple of times and he died, but also that there are fountains of blood, infinite pools, fucking Warhammer 40k blood for the blood god levels of corn carnage. Because we're not just undercutting the beauty of this natural moment, right? Like, we're not just undercutting the beauty of the sunset and the mountains and nature and the lake and, like, the golden colors and the splendors of all of God's works. We're not just undercutting it, we're pissing on it, right? Like, we're doing absolutely everything to defile it as much as possible. Short of having him shit his pants as he died. Very funny. And that's the thing is, like, there's that commitment to the joke, right? Like, this short is about this joke, right? That's it. It's only about the joke. This is the whole thing. This is what everything's been leading up for. This is what all of it is for. A little bit of secondary characterization for Loona, but this is what it's for, right? Like, it's for this joke. Which is where, if I had been writing something like this, I would have done a worse job, because I would not have been able to resist. I would not have been able to resist adding a secondary plot thing underneath about, like, hey, Blitz and Loona, you actually got to have a day out as father and daughter. Like, the conclusion that I would probably have tried to reach here is one where they kill this guy, and then there's like a little moment of heartfelt connection between the two of them. It's like, hey, I'm just glad I got to spend a day out. Like, something. I would have tried to gentle it with something, which would be my mistake, right? Like, that wouldn't work for what this thing is trying to do. But it does leave the dangling thread, right? Like, there, if like Blitz wants to have a day out with his daughter. We never really resolve that one because it just ends with... It ends with the aristocrats, right? Like, it's an aristocrats joke. It's, you know, fair enough. If this had been a full episode, I would have been annoyed. I would have been like, ah, come on, you could have followed up on that. But it's not. It's a 5-minute skit. It's one joke extended over an obscene length of time. Just truly just going further than it ever plausibly needed to. And this is what the whole thing is about.
Daddy will fix this! Oh.
I do like that there is no punchline. I do like that there is no final... No one says a final pun. No one has a last comment. It's just we kill the guy and then it's over. I do like that.
Oh my God! Hurry! Daddy will fix this! Daddy will fix this! Shut! Oh, it hurts! Oh my God! Hurry! Daddy will fix
I just like the contrast between Daddy will fix this! Splat, 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 splat. Blitz, you should have brought your shotgun, man. Like, where did you put it? I can't get over how mean this is to Loona. And this is not a criticism, it's funny. But it's so mean. It's like... all of that cynicism that she's built up, like she's about to be vulnerable for the first time, allow herself to maybe believe that good things are possible for a moment, and then, yeah, nope, you're a monster, you're a monster, you're a monster, you're a monster. You're being seen as a monster. Again, I like the physical acting on Loona. Like, the way that we're using her disaffection, right? Like, Loona doesn't give a shit about all this fucking... like, giving a finger to the receptionist as she walks in. All this shit is stupid and fake. But the moment he starts talking and he seems earnest... like, you can see, like, she has this pull away, like, this absolutely cannot fucking be true, point a gun in his face, and then he's like, oh, well, if it would make you happy.
Given your limited time left on this earth, I'd like you to enjoy it.
We might have a sec. What is it?
I just want to say goodbye to my children.
The
I
red
think we
itis
can
will
swing
probably
that.
kill me by then. Wait, what?
That's very kind. Thank you.
Loona, what in Satan's sphincter has gotten into you?
I don't know. Would it really be the worst thing to let a dad spend some time with his kids?
That's what I'm saying. He's being...
I like the acting on Loona, right? That is very much kind of an in spite of herself sort of situation, right? That she can't help but nonetheless be taken in by it. Because it gives a different context, right, to her incessant social media scrolling, right? The way that she's always checked out of a situation is that thing of, like, not wanting to get invested in things. Because that's how you get hurt, right? Which, again, is we're setting up fully for...
Like to watch that as a go. Will you join me?
Which is a setup for this, right? Like, where he snaps her out of the social media scrolling. Will you join me just sitting here watching the sunset? And then there's no phone, and then, well, you know how the rest of it goes. It's like, yeah, as a little piece of acting for Loona, I quite like it. Like, it's quite effective on that level. Even if the whole purpose is just to be mean to her. Oh, man. She needs so much therapy. What a mean joke. Brackets complimentary. It does remind me how much I fucking want some Loona-centered episodes, though. Like, there are good reasons why we haven't seen more of Loona for a while, right? Like, but we really need... Loona really needs a couple of episodes. I honestly, in the new season, you know what I want? I want Loona Octavia episodes. I want at least one episode just about Loona and Octavia. And no other bullshit. No, Octavia has run away. Like, just the two of them hanging out and hashing out issues between themselves. Because Octavia was badly underdeveloped in that season, given how important she was to its conclusion. We needed more time spent with her. And Loona is, I think, also thematically very important for... like, both for Stolas and Blitz's relationship, but also as a contextualizing factor in both of their characters. Like, I think Blitz and Stolas' children ought to be an important part of how they eventually manage to find each other. Fully. Like, they ought to be a complicating factor, but also an important joining factor, right? Like, insofar as Blitz and Stolas can form a happy family, their kids need to be an active part of that process. Right? They can't just be dragged along by whatever their dads decide to do. They have to be an active part of the... they have to be an active part of the process of building that family up. For which reason, like, they had the one episode where Octavia runs away and Loona is the one who sort of has to go and bring her back, and in the process of talking Octavia down, kind of also reassures herself that her father loves her. Like, that was very good. Kind of need a little bit more of that, of the two of them forming family bonds. Because I think that kind of has to be the way that Octavia warms up to Blitz also. She's not going to warm up to Blitz through Stolas. Not going to happen. Because that avenue of connection, I think, is poisoned. If she's going to warm up to Blitz at all, and I think she's going to have to, it'll have to be through Loona. I think at least that would make more sense to me. She won't warm up to Stolas through Stolas. I mean, the thing about Stolas is she loves her dad so fucking much. She loves him so much. And literally all she wants is to have him back as part of her family, but she thinks that he is unhappy with her. She thinks he's unhappy with her. She thinks that he's deeply, desperately unhappy and depressed and maybe suicidal from being her father. And that's the thing that hurts. That's the thing that she's angry about, right? Is that her dad keeps lying and telling her that he's happy to be her father when clearly he's not, because he's running off with that Blitz slut all the time. And he doesn't want to be her dad. He doesn't want to be a part of her family. And that's why it hurts for poor Octavia, right? Like, it's really not because she actually hates Stolas in any way. It's because she thinks that Stolas is unhappy because of her, right? And that's a fucking difficult... That's the other thing, like, that's the thing that works so well about the final episode of that season for me, is that Stolas is having done to him exactly what he did to Blitz, in the sense of someone who's more powerful has taken their power and decided, I am going to set the terms of this relationship. It's going to change in a way that aligns with my misunderstanding of what this relationship is. In just, rather than Stolas like being sort of like, I'm taking advantage of poor Blitz and I'm not going to talk to him. I'm just going to change our relationship unilaterally using my power and position. Now it is Octavia's like, well, I have the power of a Goetia and my dad doesn't, so I'm going to make the decision that our relationship is toxic and it's going to stop now. Fuck you, go away. Right? She's her father's daughter. She's doing to him what he did to Blitz because she learned her bad emotional coping mechanisms from her dad. Right. So, like, I don't think it's like Stolas, I don't think can't fix the relationship with Octavia on his own. And I don't think Octavia is ever going to warm up to Blitz through Stolas. Like, I feel like, given that if the end objective is to try and form a family unit with Blitz, Stolas, Loona, and Octavia, then Octavia and Loona have to have more scenes together where they sort of hash out their relationship as sisters, right? That's what I feel like for the next. But that's outside of the scope of fucking reacting to this silly joke about killing Mr. Rogers. So I think we'll cut this one here. It's so mean to her. Oh my god. Anyway, if you want to be in the audience for one of these, or early access to things, membership, or you don't have to, it's fine. Goodbye.